Buying a home doesn't have to be complicated, overwhelming, or even complex. And yet I'm getting a lot of buyers reach out to me saying, Lance, I don't know what to do. Do I speak to the real estate agent first, or am I talking to a lawyer, or do I go to the bank? Now, the reason for that is because they don't have the right process in place. So what I want to do in this video is break down the basic steps that you need to take to go from home buyer to home owner without the overwhelm. Step number one, get pre-qualified with either your bank or a mortgage broker. Now, most people will automatically think that their bank is the best option. Some people will go to a mortgage broker, and it makes sense. If you're going to your bank, you're likely going to get a very quick outcome because your bank already has a lot of your history. And more often than not, they'll come back to you with an outcome sooner rather than later. Mortgage brokers have relationships with several banks. They'll be able to tell you who is the best bank to go with. Now, you can get a pre-approval. However, pre-approvals can take a little bit longer if you have less than 20% deposit. Step two, now you're ready to start your search for a home. Now, remember at step one, you've been pre-qualified or you have a pre-approval. By the time you start searching for a home, you don't want to just be being aimless. Because you're now pre-qualified, you've got an idea of the price range of homes that you can actually afford to buy. When you're starting your search, you at least know the price range of the houses that you can afford to buy in the beginning. And just a note on working with agents, understand that real estate agents are facilitators there to bring buyer and seller together. But the best thing to do is have a talk to them, and they'll be able to lead you or coach you on what needs to be done. When you're ready to place an offer, the best way to do it is sending your offer via email to the real estate agent, and for them to complete the sale and purchase agreement and then send it back to you for signing. And the reason for that is that it puts you in the driver's seat of your offer. Working with solicitors, when does a lawyer come into the picture in the buying process? In an ideal world, you'll already have a solicitor that deals with property. Right from the beginning, you already know one, or you'll know someone who knows one. I want to make it clear that the solicitor should be a specialist in property. The alternative is a referral through your mortgage broker or a real estate salesperson that you have a good trusting relationship with. The solicitor's key role comes when your sale and purchase offer has been accepted by the vendor. When the offer has been made and it's come back to you for signing, send it out to your chosen solicitor. They'll be able to run through the agreement and point out any issues in the agreement itself. The key points from a buyer's point of view is the further terms of sale, and it's usually in the last few pages of the sale and purchase agreement. If there are any red flags that may affect you, they'll be able to point it out. You are now looking for approval. Now, at this point, we can assume that your offer has been accepted. Remember, you were pre-qualified before, or you were pre-approved. If you've come into this with less than 20% deposit, you are ready to seek finance because you have now what's called a live purchase. Your mortgage broker or your lender will start asking for supporting documents. We're looking at ID, payslips, your most recent bank statements, loan statements. There'll be some authority documentation that you need to sign. Your mortgage broker or your lender will give you a list of what you need so that we can get your application underway. With most agreements, it comes with a 10 or a 15 working day finance clause. So that gives you 2 to 3 weeks to get your finance approved. It's important at this point because we are now on the clock. You've got a live purchase that you get your supporting documents to your mortgage broker or to your lender as soon as possible. The reason for this is that once they've submitted your application, it's not necessarily seen straight away. Remember, we are now talking about a broker department that deals with hundreds of broker applications every single day. It usually sits in a queue for 3, 4, sometimes 5 working days, if not more, depending on the demand at the time. Assuming everything is good, you're either going to hear back from your lender, your mortgage broker, who are going to say to you, you've got some stuff missing here. If there's anything that's missing, that's all part of the 10 working day finance clause. If you are approved, you'll get a conditional approval letter. If you've got over 20% deposit, there'll be a couple of things that you may need to tick off. If you've got less than 20% deposit, most banks will ask for a registered valuation. If it's your first home, you'll need to get your KiwiSaver released. Now that we're on the clock, things move a lot quicker. At this point, you should have your offer accepted, it's gone through to finance, and it's come back approved, and you've ticked off the conditions. Unconditional is simply notification from yourself to your solicitor to say, hey, I've ticked off all the boxes and now we're ready to buy the house. On unconditional date, your solicitor will send an email to the vendor solicitor saying, we are good to go and we're ready to settle this property in the next couple of weeks, or whatever date is on the sale and purchase agreement. Settlement date is your move-in date. Unconditional date is the date where you confirm that you are buying the house. So on unconditional date, once it's all confirmed, you have got yourself a house that you're about to move into. Technically, what will happen here is that your deposit, which was sitting in a trust account, the deposit is paid. Commission for the real estate agent is also released on unconditional date, and at this point it's really a matter of you preparing to move into your new place. It's quite an exciting time. From a finance point of view, your mortgage broker or your lender will start giving you rates, or if you qualify, you'll also get a cashback offer. You may be able to get some advice from your mortgage broker as to how long should we fix for. At the same time, you are preparing to move. May mean that you're booking a moving truck, buying new furniture, but the key takeaway before settlement day is that you must speak to the real estate agent and organize a pre-settlement inspection for you to go over to that house before settlement date, probably the week before. You want to make sure that there's no damage to the building. Any issues that come up, you address it before you settle and you've paid for the entire house. Either your real estate agent will talk to you about it, or if not, you need to drive that one home. Get that inspection out of the way so that when you move into the house, everything that you signed up for is what you're going to get. Right, that is it. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.